that window, I got places to go.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Daybreak Warrior's Navajo language lesson. Today we're going to learn about how to say shapes in the Navajo language. To begin, there is no singular word for shapes in Navajo. Navajo dictionaries use the term nida'asdzoígíí for the word shapes in English dictionaries. But this word doesn't mean shapes in Navajo. Nida'asdzoígíí describes something that is drawn, something that is scribbled, or something that is sketched out. So collectively, these scribbles can mean the different shapes when you're drawing them in different ways, but when you're talking about physical shapes, nida'asdzoígíí does not really describe those types of shapes. We're going to discuss the words for shapes in Navajo in 4 classifications. The first way is through classical names, and these are words that describe specific shapes in Navajo that existed traditionally in the Navajo language. The second classification is going to be for new descriptive terms. These terms are for geometric shapes that were brought in by Western culture that traditionally did not exist in the Navajo language. The third category is going to be a combination of using classical Navajo names with newly generated names to describe certain geometric shapes. The fourth category will just be shapes based on comparing them to other nouns. This classification system is my own classification system. This is how I see how these terms have evolved in the Navajo language. The classic terms are the older traditional terms. The combinations are the newer terms. For classic terms, there may be more than one term for one shape. Let's begin. For items that are square or cube shape, you say dik'á, dik'á. For rectangular shapes, you can say hahidénez, hahidénez. You can also just say hidénez, hidénez. You can also say dik'á hidénez, dik'á hidénez. Dik'á meaning sort of like it's a square shape, but hidénez meaning it's elongated. Now, some Navajo dictionaries say that for rectangle you say hienes, but my parents agree that hienes is not a word. So in that instance, I would ask your parents, your grandparents, or your Navajo language teacher to see what they would say about the word rectangle. For a pointed, tapered, or a cone-shaped object, you can say it several ways. You can say hahashchi, hahashchi. Hahashchi describes something being pointed or tapered. Hahashchi. You can use this word to describe a pencil tip. Bek'elcheh hahashchi. Bek'elcheh hahashchi. It is very similar to the word chahishe, chahishe, and that's the word you use when you want to tell somebody to sharpen it, like you're telling them to sharpen a pencil. Chahishe. Dahatzos can also be used to describe the point or the tip of something. Dahatzos, dahatzos. We use it in words like tsedahatzos, like when we're describing that pointed hill located near Dilkon. Tsedahatzos. If you add an extra D in front of hatzos, you can pluralize the word, and you can do that by describing a lot of the pointed rocks near Dilkon. Tsedadahatzos. Tsedadahatzos. The word hindotzos can also describe another cone, one where it kind of comes together. Hindotzos. Hietzos is another term for an object that comes together as a point that tapers or is a cone. Hietzos, hietzos. For items that are circular or hoop-like or ring-like, you use the term nazbas. Nazbas. Nuzbus is also where we get our name for zero in Navajo. Nuzbus. Nuzbus. Zero, because it's a hoop shape. For spherical items, you can use the word nimmuz. Nimmuz. Or you can use the word for roundish items as dijol. Dijol. Nimmuz describes something that is more of a sphere, a 3D-like shape like a ball. Nimmuz. Nimmuz. This is where we get the Navajo name for a hogan. Howan nimmuz. Howan nimmuz, because it's kind of roundish and shaped like a ball. You won't say nimmuz for something that is ring-shaped. You would say nuzbus. Nuzbus. Dijol describes something that is roundish in shape, like a dog's belly or dough rolled into a ball. Dijol. This is where we get the complete Navajo name for heart in Navajo. Dishjol. Dishjol. Dishjol describes the heart being kind of like circular in shape. Dishjol. To describe something curving out, you would use the word chabas. Chabas. It describes something curving out like this bow. Alti chabas. Alti chabas. For something that is cross-shaped, you would say ashnaz'ah. Ashnaz'ah. It describes it as being cross-shaped. Ashnaz'ah. You could use this word for a wooden cross saying tsinashnaz'ah. Tsinashnaz'ah. But really, that type of cross, you would call it tsinashnawzid. Tsinashnawzid. For a cylindrical or tube-like item, you call it niyiz. Niyiz. Niyiz describes something that is cylindrical and long, like a baseball bat or a tube. Niyiz. For a parallelogram shape, you use the word nida'asdzoígíí. Nida'asdzoígíí to describe it. Most Navajo dictionaries will say nida'asdzoígíí for a parallelogram. My mom would say nida'asdzoígíí. Nida'asdzoígíí. My dad would say nida'asdzoígíí. Nida'asdzoígíí. For that reason, I would have you ask your parents, your grandparents, or your Navajo language teacher to see what word they would prefer for parallelogram. For something that is a U or a horseshoe shape, use the word najah. Najah. This is a common shape in Navajo jewelry. It usually appears at the end of a squash blossom necklace, the part that's called the naja. And that word comes from the Navajo word najah. Najah. And that's the horseshoe or U shape in that necklace. Najah. There's a story about how the naja came into being. I guess a trader wanted to have this Navajo man make a circular piece for a necklace, but he didn't have enough silver to make the size that the guy wanted. So when he didn't have enough silver, his wife just said, "Ona jaho, ba'anle. Ona jaho, ba'anle." Just make it kind of like a hoop shape, and that's how they're able to make it to the size that they wanted, and that's how the naja came into being. For a shape that is scalloped, serrated, or has a tooth shape like this, in Navajo you call it dolgas. Dolgas. You can use this word to describe bezel wire that is serrated or sawtooth like this. Dolgas. Dolgas. For items that are wavy or corrugated, you use the word dolg'ol. Dolg'ol. This is where we get the Navajo name for corrugated metal. Beshdolg'ole. Beshdolg'ole. In terms of describing something wavy, the word dolg'ol is similar to the Navajo name for a water wave. To yilg'ol. To yilg'ol. For items that point off in different directions, you can use the term des'ja or dat'es'ja. Dat'es'ja. For something that is star-shaped, you can say So'nahalengo alts'ajigo dat'es'ja. So'nahalengo alts'ajigo dat'es'ja. Alts'ajigo means into different directions. A word that can possibly be used to describe symbols is yishchin. Yishchin. It is used in words like kosyishchin to describe the symbol in wedding baskets, the cloud symbol, kosyishchin. The Young and Morgan Dictionary says that yishchin means symbol. I asked my parents if this word means symbol to them. They were honest with me and told me that they don't know the meaning of this word. A basket maker was once asked what yishchin meant. Her name is Betty Rock Johnson, and she herself was unable to give a good answer for what that word meant.
She said she calls this koshishchin. I don't know what that is, but this is a rainbow, and this is what the same thing. She calls it koshishchin.
Kind of the clouds and the
The
mountains.
yeah, yeah. Koshishchin che olia.
So again, I would encourage you to ask your parents, your grandparents, or Navajo language teacher how they would use the word yishchin like was yishchin. The last traditional Navajo word that I will share is dikin. Dikin, which means something that is honeycomb shaped. Dikin. I can only think of two scenarios where this word is used. You use the word in abed dikine, when you're talking about duodenum, where the inside of the stomach is honeycomb shaped. Abed dikine. You also use the term for the clan Tsenjikine, honeycomb rock people. Tsenjikine. Those are the only two examples that I can think of that you would use the word dikin. There were other traditional shapes that I am leaving out of this video. For example, i'imas. I'imas describes a diamond shape pattern on a rug. Those types of rugs are called beltle i'imase. Beltle i'imase. I'm not a rug expert. I don't want to give an example of a rug with a diamond shape and give it the wrong name. So for that reason, I'm going to leave those types of descriptions to the experts. If you want to know what kind of pattern that is, I would encourage you to ask your parents, your grandparents, or your Navajo language teacher for more information. For words in the new and descriptive category, these are words that did not exist in Navajo until English-based geometry was taught in schools. These terms are descriptions of geometric shapes in Navajo. To say triangle in Navajo, you say tago yisla or tago des'a. Ta means 3. Yisla describes the inside corner, just like the corner of a room. Nahasla. Yisla describes that corner as if you were standing inside. So when you say tago yisla, you're describing a shape that has 3 corners. Tago yisla. Des'a describes these corners pointing out. So when you say tago des'a, you're describing these corners pointing out. Tago des'a. You can use the same naming convention for pentagons, hexagons, octagons. Just say the number of corners that you're talking about. For example, for a pentagon, it's 5, so you would say ashlago des'a. Ashlago des'a, because it has 5 corners. You can also say ashlachigo des'a, which is the same thing. ashlachigo des'a. For a hexagon, since it has 6, you would say hastago des'a. Hastago des'a. For an octagon, it has 8 sides or 8 corners, so you would say tsebigo des'a. Tsebigo des'a. Or tsebijigo des'a, if you wanted to say that. But all you do is just say the number of corners des'ahagi and change the name of it based on that shape. Now you might be asking, can you say dingo des'a for a square? No. A square will always be dik'á. Now the third category that we're going to talk about is just a combination of these words to describe shapes. For oval, you say nazbasko hidenez or hidenezgo nazbas. Nazbas because it is circular shape, hidenez because it is elongated. Nazbasko hidenez or hidenezgo nazbas. For a pyramid, you say dik'ágo hietzoz. Dik'ágo hietzoz. You say dik'á because it is a square. Hietzoz because it tapers. So a pyramid is dik'ágo hietzoz. Dik'ágo hietzoz. For something that is cone-shaped, you say niyezgo hietzoz. Niyezgo hietzoz. Niyez because it's cylindrical. Hietzoz because it tapers. So this shape is niyezgo hietzoz. In this last category, we're going to talk about how you can describe certain shapes by comparing them to nouns in Navajo, just like you would in English. For example, the shapes for a heart, a star, or a raindrop. In this section, I'll talk about how you would describe those shapes in Navajo. The first way you can do this is describing it like a hoop shape. For example, to describe a harp that is hoop-like, you would say ajay nahalingo nazbas. Ajay nahalingo nazbas. This is a good example of what nazbas is trying to convey. According to my brother-in-law Hansen, the word nazbas, when you're using that word, like if you're drawing something or forming something, it ends where it begins. And that's the concept of nazbas. So to describe this shape, you would say ajay nahalingo nazbas. And ajay means heart. The second way we can describe this is using objects at rest terms. Ajay nahalingo tsesa'a. Ajay nahalingo tsesa'a. The rock is at rest like a heart shape. And if you're confused about the word sa'a, I would watch my objects at rest video to get more information on how to use the word sa'a. 3, you can describe the item as being made or molded into that shape. Ajay nahalingo alya. Ajay nahalingo alya. Alya means it is made or molded. Alya. 4, you can use words that describe it as being an outline of a shape. Ajay nahalingo ahye edzo. Ajay nahalingo ahye edzo. Ahye edzo means it is the outline of the item, as if you were taking a pen or a pencil and making a physical outline of that item. Ahye edzo. You can also say ajay k'eko ahye edzo. Ajay k'eko ahye edzo. K'eko means according to this, or using this as a template, like saying dik'á ahye edzo. This was used as an outline. Dik'á ahye edzo. This was used as the outline. You can describe the word as being a cutout. Ajay nahalingo halgish. Ajay nahalingo halgish. Halgish means it was cut out. Or you can describe it as a drawing of a shape. Ajay nahalingo nash'a. Ajay nahalingo nash'a. It is drawn like a heart. Nash'a can mean drawn, but it literally means something that is painted. Nash'a. You can use this naming convention to describe other things like a star, son, or like a water droplet, to nida'asdzoígíí, son nahalan go sa'a, son nahalan go alya, son nahalan go ahé'edzo, son keko ahé'edzo, son nahalan go chalgij, son nahalan go nash'a, to nida'asdzoígíí nahalan go sa'a, to nida'asdzoígíí nahalan go alya, to nida'asdzoígíí nahalan go ahé'edzo, to nida'asdzoígíí k'eho ahé'edzo, to nida'asdzoígíí nahalan go chalgij, to nida'asdzoígíí nahalan go nash'a. For an egg shape, you can combine several words to describe it, like nida'asdzoígíí nahalan go nazbas. Nida'asdzoígíí means a bird's egg. Nahalan go, it seems like it. Nazbas, it is rounded. Nazbas. Nida'asdzoígíí nahalan go nazbas. There are other words that exist, like bi'holz'a, which means concave, but I won't get into the rest of those in this video. Since there is no word for shapes in Navajo, you're probably wondering, how would I say, what shape is it in Navajo? Since there is no singular word for shape in Navajo, this is how you can convey the same thing. You can say, halanolnin. Halanolnin. What does it look like? You can ask, ha'ila nahalin. What is it like? Ha'ila nahalin. You can ask, ha'leit'eh. How is it? Ha'leit'eh. You can ask, what specific shape is it? Nimmazish, is it round? Ha'basish, does it curve out? Dik'á, is it square shape? Hidenezish, is it rectangular? If you were driving down the road or walking around with your children and wanted to ask what items are around, you would ask, Ha'ish danamaz. Ha'ish danamaz. The da in danamaz makes it plural. So when you're saying Ha'ish danamaz, you're asking what items are round or spherical. Ha'ish danamaz. Johona'e namaz. Johona'e namaz. The sun is spherical. Nahassan namaz. Nahassan namaz. The world is spherical. Baloney namaz. Baloney namaz. The baloney is round. Plates danamaz. Plates danamaz. The plates are round. Datanilgaj e namaz. Datanilgaj e namaz. The fry bread is round. Balasana e namaz. Balasana e namaz. The apple is round. Joel e namaz. Joel e namaz. The ball is round. Beso yaje danamaz. Beso yaje danamaz. The coins are round. If you wanted to ask what items are cube-like, you would say Ha'ish da dik'á. Ha'ish da dik'á. And again, the da in da dik'á makes it plural. What items are square or cube shaped? Ha'ish da dik'á. Tien dik'á. Tien dik'á. The ice is cubed. Tien da dik'á. Tien da dik'á. Ice cubes. Tzit'a e dik'á. Tzit'a e dik'á. The box is cube-shaped. Ha'ish t'chago da des'a. Ha'ish t'chago da des'a. Da nat'a'e t'chago des'a. Da nat'a'e t'chago des'a. The flag is triangular shaped. Tile e t'chago des'a. Tile e t'chago des'a. The tile was made in a triangular shape. Doritos e t'chago da des'a. Doritos e t'chago da des'a. The Doritos are triangle. Epe da nahidi nile e t'chago des'a. Epe da nahidi nile e t'chago des'a. The coat hanger is triangular in shape. Ha'ish da hidenez. Ha'ish da hidenez. Bishbethe nida'asdzoígíí nes. Bishbethe nida'asdzoígíí nes. The phone is rectangle. Dik'á nes. Dik'á nes. The turquoise is rectangular. Nida'asdzoígíí nes. Nida'asdzoígíí nes. The potatoes are rectangular-ish. Dik'á nes. Dik'á nes. The icicles are elongated. Cha'ishandazbas. Cha'ishandazbas. What items are circular? Na'olkithle nazbas. Na'olkithle nazbas. The clock is round. You can also say na'olkithle namaz. Na'olkithle namaz. Pizza a nazbas. Pizza a nazbas. The pizza is round. Datanilgaj a nazbas. Datanilgaj a nazbas. The fry bread is round. Beso yaje indazbas. Beso yaje indazbas. The coins are round. Batlakane bagahudzane a nazbas. Batlakane bagahudzane a nazbas. The donut is round. Cha'ish daniyiz. Cha'ish daniyiz. To bidane daniyiz. To bidane daniyiz. The water toys are cylindrical. Yadezine daniyiz. Yadezine daniyiz. The cans are cylindrical. Benediltlare bejaniyiz. Benediltlare bejaniyiz. The battery is cylindrical. Egg rolls daniyiz. Egg rolls daniyiz. The egg rolls are cylindrical. Cha'ish hadazbas. Cha'ish hadazbas. What items curve out? Indilt'ehjí chabas. Indilt'ehjí chabas. The light curves out. Altí chabas. Altí chabas. The bow bends out. Nida'asdzoígíí chabas. Nida'asdzoígíí chabas. The rainbow arches out. So here are some words just to show you how you can use shape words in Navajo. Tse, ajay nahalin go hal gij. Tse, ajay nahalin go hadahash gij. Tse, ajay nahalin go hadahash gij. The rocks are cut out like hearts. The D in hadahash gij pluralizes that verb, meaning more than one item was cut out as a heart shape. Hadahash gij. Atin bigako nehonle badasitkanagi tsebide dik'á. Atin bigako nehonle badasitkanagi tsebide dik'á. The stop sign is an octagon. Chahide nezgo alcha niltel. Chahide nezgo alcha niltel. Fold it lengthwise. Kin lu volyehegi dik'á go het oz. Kin lu volyehegi dik'á go het oz. The luv is pyramid shape. Dik'á alcha niltel. Dik'á alcha niltel. Fold it into a square. Nida'asdzoígíí dis. Nida'asdzoígíí dis. You roll it up. Tse nida'asdzoígíí dik'á. Tse nida'asdzoígíí dik'á. The cylindrical rocks hold it from underneath. Twadil choshe e nida'asdzoígíí nes. Twadil choshe e nida'asdzoígíí nes. The soda can is cylindrical. Nida'asdzoígíí e chahide nes. Nida'asdzoígíí e chahide nes. The rug is rectangular. Pizza éichead os go chal gij. Pizza éichead os go chal gij. The pizza is cut out as a tapering slice. Pizza éichead os go nida'asdzoígíí. Pizza éichead os go nida'asdzoígíí. Chalgish means one was cut out. Nida'asdzoígíí means several of them were cut out. Nida'asdzoígíí. Ch'eshiana éichead os go nida'asdzoígíí. Ch'eshiana éichead os go nida'asdzoígíí. The watermelon slices are cut in tapered shapes. Dik'á os. Dik'á os. His shoes are pointed. Dinék'ehjí b'yit nida'asdzoígíí b'ka'an le. Dinék'ehjí b'yit nida'asdzoígíí b'ka'an le. Write your name in the rectangle. Atín bígako cha'asid badasatkanagi tchago des'a. Atín bígako cha'asid badasatkanagi tchago des'a. The yield sign is a triangle. Tchago des'ahagi bithladilchid aro chadol kil. Tchago des'ahagi bithladilchid aro chadol kil. Press the button with a triangle to play the movie. Niniltlago dik'ánagi bithladilchid. Niniltlago dik'ánagi bithladilchid. Press the button with the square to stop the movie. E'elkego eina mazagi bithladilchid. E'elkego eina mazagi bithladilchid. Press the circular button to take a picture. Hidenezgo ahodzanago nebihintki. Hidenezgo ahodzanago nebihintki. Plug it into the rectangular port. Nazbasko ahodzanago ne binakanilt. Nazbasko ahodzanago ne binakanilt. Run it through the circular hole. Tchago des'ahagi hanlgesh. Tchago des'ahagi hanlgesh. Cut out a triangular shape. Nazbasko ahodzanago ne ba'anlt. Nazbasko ahodzanago ne ba'anlt. Plug it into the round hole. Bi'adest i'na mazgo dasa'a. Bi'adest i'na mazgo dasa'a. The mirror is at rest up high in a spherical shape. So nahalingo hanilgesh. So nahalingo hanilgesh. Cut out a star shape. Nida'asdzoígíí bígaki nida'an le. Nida'asdzoígíí bígaki nida'an le. Sign your name next to the X. Nazbasko aché izo. Nazbasko aché izo. Or Nazbasko nanch'a. Nazbasko nanch'a. Draw a circle. This one's a little debatable because nanch'a can also mean to draw or paint it. Nanch'a. Bek'elch'ehí niyizgo hidenez. Bek'elch'ehí niyizgo hidenez. The pencil is cylindrical and elongated. T'ilze bihitnithle dik'á go sa'anagi bihnithne. T'ilze bihitnithle dik'á go sa'anagi bihnithne. Throw it into the square trash can. Tl'etz'a ajay nahalingo alya. Tl'etz'a ajay nahalingo alya. The dish was made in a heart shape. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But I would prefer that you ask your parents, your grandparents, or your Navajo language teacher first. Alright? You guys have a nice day.